Most folks are hearing a lot now about racism against the Asian communities. We are an organization that has been focused on uplifting that community and empowering them in different ways. And so I think just very relevant to what we're hearing about now in the news. Here in Austin, Texas, one of the things we're working on is we are planning a Stop Asian Hate rally. It's on April 17th, 4 to 6 p.m. It's going to be at the Huston-Tillotson University campus. And that's really meaningful for us because that's actually the HBCU here in Austin. And we really do want to make sure that this is an event that celebrates all BIPOC lives and really have a lens and focus on dismantling systems of oppression and racism. And so we're really excited to host our rally there. First and foremost, our organization is focused on lifting and empowering the voices of the Asian American Pacific Islander community here in Austin. But beyond that, we are really hoping to build allyships with people who maybe don't know as much about issues that matter to the AAPI community. We're working with the Texas legislature and with lawmakers. There's actually been a resolution filed, HCR 66, that condemns racism against Asian Americans. And that's been really powerful for me because we actually put together some verbiage, some information, and we're really pushing it out to the community so that allies and those who maybe aren't as familiar have ways to take action. And so that's been really uplifting to really see non-Asian Americans take action and do something to support the Asian community. We would love for folks to attend the event. We would also love for people to call their Texas House members and ask them to sign on to support HCR 66. It's really important. The legislation doesn't actually impose any laws, but it's significant because it does acknowledge that racism against Asian Americans are on the rise, that it's happening not just on the news, but it's happening right here in Texas in our own backyard. And we think that's a really important first step because Asians have been invisible largely in society, and we really haven't talked about systems of oppression against Asian American people. We really hope that folks will call their members in Texas House, ask them to sign on, and have that as the first step to supporting the AAPI community. These are really scary times for Asian Americans, not just for themselves, but for the consideration of their families. So I worry about me, but pretty minimally. I live in a pretty progressive area, and so I worry less about being attacked or having incidents of racism. What I really worry about is my parents. I worry about parents. I worry about my uncles, my aunts. I really worry about the elderly. They're the ones who are being attacked. And so for people who really want to support the Asian community right now, people who are largely living in fear, you can get trained with bystander training, bystander intervention. That's really important. When you see people make comments or you're seeing people feel unsafe in public places, it's really important that you call out bad behavior. This is just a really hard time for the Asian American community, and folks are scared, and so we really need the community support. Generally, if there's a local AAPI organization, if there's none and you're struggling to find one, Asians Advancing Justice, they oftentimes have bystander intervention on their website. Most of these trainings are virtual now because of COVID. And so you should be able to find something, if not locally, something online. It's so important in this moment for solidarity. Racism impacts all people of color in this country. It looks different. So whether you're seeing hatred and violence against Asians or against the Black community or the Latinx community or LGBTQ, it's really important for us to come together in this moment and for us to really work together to dismantle these systems of oppression. That's been the most uplifting part is having the support of the BIPOC community and white allies. And I just really encourage folks to continue to show up.